So there, folks, welcome back to Towns with Charon and Velerious.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Vel. How's it going, man?
Oh, excellent.
Unpause in Derpsville. Let them go about their little beeswax. They've got plenty to be getting on with. Plenty of meat needs shifting, Velerious.
That's because we're a meaty little colony.
We are a meaty little colony. Simon Lapointe there, guarding the meat.
Full gold armour.
He's got his full gold armour. We were still working on Rose Ristow, so we need another merchant before we can do anything with her. At some point during this episode, we're going to open the dungeon. We're just going to let them tidy up a bit of this meat, weren't we? So I think if we give them like 5 minutes and then we'll go pop the dungeon open, seal all the doors first, and then they can just carry on doing meat-related stuff back here. So, something weird we noticed, Velerious. Do you want to talk about something weird?
Well, you're probably best off bringing it in
Shall
what it all started around.
So we've just watched the film Inception, right? We're not going to give any spoilers away. We're not going to talk about the film Inception.
It did come out in 2010,
yeah,
so if you haven't seen it, you're 4 years late.
It's been out a while, but a lot of people haven't got around to seeing it. We only just got around to seeing it.
It's like Matrix, one of them films that, you know, like, even a guy came to make some burgers, and we were like, yeah, we're just watching Inception. He was like, oh man, that's a great film.
Yeah.
It was like, wow.
But one of the actors in Inception, we were watching it, and there was like a couple of actors we recognised from places, and we were like trying to figure out what films we'd seen them in. Obviously, there's Leonardo DiCaprio, there's Ellen Page, and then there's like some ancillary characters, and one of them is Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Who sort of in both our heads we recognised this guy from somewhere. Now, for me, it was Scarecrow in Batman.
Yeah.
Which was he did definitely play that role.
That was actually
checked. Yeah. But you said you thought he played a bad guy in The Mask, the Jim Carrey film, The Mask.
The original The Mask film, which is like 1994 or something, that came out.
95, I think. But yeah,
well, the bad guy in there, like before he puts on the mask and after he puts on the mask, he just looks exactly like this guy.
Yeah.
But it turns out he's actually a different guy. And all over the internet, they're trying to compare these two guys together.
It is a completely different actor. So if you go and look up a picture of Cillian Murphy, you can find him on IMDb. He was the Scarecrow in Batman. What's the first Batman? Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So he's in that as the Scarecrow. Go look at a picture of him, and then go look at a picture of Peter Green from The Mask.
Yeah.
Peter Green with an E on the end of Green. These guys look identical.
Now you need
to weird.
If you want a full-on kind of like, you know, mindfuck kind of way, look up Peter Green playing the villain in The Mask.
Yeah.
Because when they've made him up to actually look like the character who's meant to be in The Mask,
he looks like Cillian Murphy.
He looks exactly the same as Cillian Murphy. There's like hardly any difference.
It is weird. It is really weird.
So then, straight after noticing this, we were like, oh, let's just type this in on Google, both their names.
Yeah.
And there was billions of like message forums, ask things, are they related? Who are these two people? Why do they look so alike? Why am I eating bread? Things like that, you know.
You get this time to time though. There's an actor called Nick Nolte. And there's another guy who looks, Gary Busey, who looks pretty similar to Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
And people often go on about that on the internet as well. But yeah, it's uncanny how
yeah.
similar they look to each other. It's like, what the fuck?
And it's like I said to you nearly all the way through, I'm sure it's the guy who played in The Mask, the villain.
Yeah, look at this, they are totally putting the meat in the barrels.
It's kind of random to even remember his face, though, from The Mask, since that's such an old film.
Yeah, but when you said it, I was like, yeah, sort of, I can see that. But it just didn't seem like... He's too young to have played... that back then, do you know what I mean?
Which is the thing that I didn't think about, because obviously if The Mask had been coming out around the same time, it would have been him, probably.
Yeah.
He had the exact face that The Mask was probably looking for.
It was mental. It looks just like him.
Remember, we're actually typing The Mask as well, not just Mask.
Yeah.
Because you end up with all these bloody,
that's because...
wear masks, and everyone else wears masks.
There was a film just called Mask that came out in the 80s.
Was it about a mask?
No, it was it was based on a true story. It's about a guy who's got like a genetic anomaly that makes his skull continue growing. So he's got like a massive, massive face, like a big distorted face, because his skull just kept growing.
And he looks exactly like Cillian Murphy.
No, he doesn't look like Cillian Murphy. But it was quite a big deal back in the day. It won like loads of awards and stuff for like, you know, it was one of these quite serious films. Cher was in it, you know, the singer Cher. She played the kid's mum. And it was like, I've seen it, it's a pretty damn good film, but it's like, it's a bit of a soppy sort of, it's one for the girls.
The thing I always find weird as well is like Ellen Page just not aging at all.
Ellen Page, Velerious has got a thing for Ellen Page. How she's just like, she looks permanently 12.
The thing is,
that's what you said.
Miss Greenfield in our English class, okay, drop names here, even bringing a teacher in. basically showed us the film Hard Candy, which was about the young girl Ellen Page being brought on by this pervert and everything. Yeah. And it turns out she was like 13 in this film. And she looks about maybe 10, 11. She looks pretty damn young. But when you look at her now, she's literally just a bit taller. She's like not done anything different. It's like if you look at Ellen's Page as well, she's like really noticeable in everything. Like even when she was in Beyond Two Souls, the minute you saw the face, you were like, "That's Ellen Page."
Yeah, she's one of those people, isn't she?
Amazingly, a lot of people didn't like Ellen Page being.
A lot of people don't like Ellen Page because they think that she's one of these actors who just sort of plays herself.
Well, in all honesty, she looks like a 12-year-old, so I imagine she acts like a 12-year-old.
You get these actors who tend to play like just themselves. So in every film, they're not like, it's not like, you know, you get some actors that like Johnny Depp, for example, who can play actual characters.
Yes. You get like three types of actors. The really good ones like Johnny Depp and everything. The over-the-top ones that always like push themselves. Like even Jim Carrey does it sometimes.
Well, Johnny Depp would be in that category. He's considered, you know,
I don't really see him pushing the performance. Like Nicolas Cage or people like Jim Carrey do it all the time. But even that is like he's playing a drunken pirate.
Yeah.
Which he does very well. Jim Carrey comes on as like the mask and he literally walks around the house going in his mask.
I would say Jim Carrey's another one.
He really pushes himself past it.
But the point is, you get these actors then that just play themselves. Like, for instance, Tom Cruise is one of the ones I used to tag under this, right? Because if you watch, like, Top Gun, and then you watch, like, Mission Impossible, and then you watch, like, Days of Thunder, you're fully aware at all times that it's just Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not like playing any different people, he's just being Tom Cruise. So for years, I just thought Tom Cruise couldn't act at all.
Yeah. And
just wrote him off as a nothing. But he can actually act.
Oh, yeah.
In Tropic Thunder, he played this guy, and it was like, I didn't even know it was Tom Cruise.
Well, Tom Cruise, the one that's been in Scientology as well.
Yeah, he
had like that fit on Oprah's couch.
I'm still technically officially at war with him. Did you know that?
You are?
Me and Dave, my mate Dave, remember the guy who drove me here when I moved here?
Yeah.
Well, me and him, like, a few years... Well, it's quite a lot of years ago now. Jesus Christ, we were probably about 24 at the time. We officially declared war on Tom Cruise. Just because he's a massive Scientology bellend.
Scientology seems like one of those things that it's like, how do you get suckered into it? It's like one of them shady pyramid schemes. Someone's going around and like suddenly they're going, I lost 15 pounds on this new juice. Why don't you try it? And you're like, no.
It's all brainwashing. It's the same with how, you know, you get into any sort of religion, really. It's like you get brainwashed into it. I mean, this is quite controversial. There might be... I'm not trying to offend any people who watch who are into religion. I understand that.
Wait. You're trying to express an opinion on the internet?
But for the vast majority of people who are religious, there are some exceptions, but for the vast majority... You are religious because you were brought up to be religious. There are some people who've maybe found it later in life and it's something they've discovered.
There's one distinct problem with that. Believers are religious and they were brought up to be believers. They just kind of attach themselves.
No, but the media has turned them into believers.
I don't think it's the media. I think it's just teen girls liking Justin Bieber.
Well, there is that. At the end of the day, he's only successful because he's a pretty boy. That is, you know what I mean?
I like as well, like...
once his looks go, what has he got? Absolutely nothing, mate.
The first thing we noticed from Inception was normalisation was terrible. Jesus Christ.
Actually, yeah, this is a thing. We were really upset with the volume normalisation in that film.
I mean, I can be upset. I've got a valuable reason to be upset.
Yeah.
Because I'm hard of hearing. And the worst thing for me is when you go and watch like a nice movie or something and... just they immediately start blasting music in my ears and I can't hear the characters because they're doing like some kind of fucking violin quartet in the background. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, it was really bad. It was like all the loud bits were super mega loud and all the quiet bits were super mega quiet. It was too much of a... We were constantly sat here like adjusting the volume like every 5 fucking seconds.
To a degree, you understand that an explosion is meant to be loud.
Yeah.
But since the film is trying to denote a character's story, the character should take self-importance over that sound.
It's like you don't want to be constantly adjusting the sodding volume just to watch the film.
The explosion...
It was too loud.
The explosion should be slightly below, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's the same reason as like us on that Lord of the Rings that was like really bad. We had to go through...
manually normalise.
Yeah, normalise my voice for the entire thing.
You think that was bad, but do you remember watching the Daniel Craig James Bond film? Which one was it that had the really bad sound?
Was it Casino Royale?
I think it was Casino Royale. check it out, guys. Watch Casino Royale, and whoever did that film.
The thing is, we're not knocking any of the films because of that. The films are excellent. The problem is the audio guy who does it.
Very bad audio design on Casino Royale.
Clearly, you've got to look at the idea of, like, if something's going to be quite loud, there's no point jacking the volume up on it. It's going to be loud anyway.
There was a lot of things wrong with that film, that Casino Royale. When we watched it all the way through, we were like, did you notice that? And then we were talking about it, and it's just like it was made, like, you know, the film itself was shot everything fine and everything, but whoever, like, did the final sort of editing and mastering just didn't seem to know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
It's really weird. That happens sometimes, though. You know, big budget films that come out and they're just not.
See, the other thing,
not as good as they should be.
The other thing as well, which we got joking about with Inception, was speeding up and slowing down clips.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, I would love to see a lot of films kind of like in double speed, but then slow down at certain bits just to like really throw you off.
Well, there's an element of time dilation in the film. If you haven't seen it, you're not going to understand this. If you have seen it, you'll know what we're saying. Where, like, when you're in the dream, time passes essentially quicker. So, like, if you're asleep for 4 hours, you're in the dream for 4 weeks?
Yeah, this applies to normal dreams, though. If you go to bed at night and you have a dream, generally in your dream, you last for ages, but you only remember little sections of that dream. And the idea is that basically, like, if you go into a dream world, you may only sleep for 8 hours, but in your dream, it's been a hell of a long time.
The point that I was trying to bring up was the fact that he said that at one point it would be hilarious if they played all the dream sections in real time. So, like, in the dream, everything was moving super fast. Everyone just really bad. The plot just resolved in, like, 5 minutes.
Which would be really funny, because kind of like, as it was panning back from one dream to another, like, you'd have really kind of super fast people speaking and doing everything really quick in the dream. But in the dream before that, everything would be nice and slow. And, like, really kind of chilled out.
Right. I'm going to lock these doors.
Oh, here comes the locking. Lock one.
Because no one's using it at the moment. Don't you...
Ah!
Pillar, get out of there. Fucking alpha loss. Seriously. Right, those are locked. And then we need to lock... Let's lock that. Right. Don't go in there, you little bitch.
I thought you were locking them in the armory.
No, we need to get them out of here so we can lock that, and then we can go open the dungeon. That's the only thing that we're waiting on.
But yeah, another thing I dislike in movies that seems to happen quite often is when they let you create your own end at the end, which feels a bit kind of... Sometimes it can work really well.
Sometimes it does work really well.
Sometimes it just feels a little bit lazy. Like, you could have just basically explained just the ending bit. You explained hardly anything else, in all honesty.
Yeah.
You could probably lock that down the side.
Alright, if I lock that one, yeah.
Fuck you!
Now you have to take the long way. Just waiting for this guy to fucking wake up, Rowan DeSlinge.
Delete his bed. Are you gonna sleep now, bitch? Delete the floor.
Yeah, I mean, some films work with an open ending.
Some of them
films don't.
But some of them use it as like a tie-in as well, like to cash in. Like, I'll get to the end, it'll be like, oh, you've just killed this bad guy, you've gone through all these challenges and everything, and then this hand comes out the earth, and you're just like, wait, so it continued.
For the sequel.
Yeah.
Right, everything is locked. Is this safe?
Probably not, but you know.
What else? What are the barrels in here assigned to?
Dirt and slime, aren't they? Are they dirt and slime? Maybe they're nothing. Maybe we turned them all off.
We might have turned them all off.
Yeah,
it was definitely not slime.
Yeah,
it looks like we've disabled all those, so that's good. So there is nothing else that should make people stay in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, man. Here we fucking go.
Ready to lose, how many people got?
Yeah.
Ready to lose 30 people, guys?
This could go badly. Where do we want to dig down?
Near the stairs.
I mean, fuck hell, there's probably more dungeon in here that we haven't even found. Do you know what I mean? If we were to dig out, like, some lines, we should probably do that at some point. But I think getting the next layer open is the better
Near
deal.
The dungeon.
Where are the actual stairs to this level? There. So we want to sort of keep it round here, don't we?
Yeah. Maybe in that big open room.
In here.
Yeah, dig down there.
So if I were to dig out... If we dig a ladder... There and there...
Let's hope so.
And then we just wait for someone to come down and do it. Oh god, this is I'm fucking tense as shit, man.
One of the things I do like in films is when they have a good twist. Not the kind of twist that, like, you know, you've been seeing it all the way through and you know it's coming. But like maybe at the end you meet a character who acts so much like another character you believe it's them, but
Yeah.
it turns out actually it's not.
Oh shit, we've just been paused. That is the worst time
really?
for a fucking siege.
And a big one. Oh my god.
Right.
Turn everyone as soldiers.
Shall I go cancel those orders and deal with this
You
first?
could just turn everyone as soldiers, then they won't do anything.
But if they've already been assigned, will they not continue the job?
No, they'll just be soldiers.
They'll just drop it.
Cancels all the tasks, doesn't it? It's like getting a new person in.
Alright. Okay.
There we go.
What were you saying then, just then, about films?
That it needs a good twist near the end.
Yeah.
Like if you meet a character who acts very much like another character you know, like, but it's not actually that character, so you end up getting mixed up with who these characters are.
I think as far as twists go, they can be very good, but it's like
some twists,
like
like
the one the obvious standout there is Sixth Sense,
yeah,
because that's one where sort of that was a really good twist, and if you haven't, if you go into that film not knowing about it, it's pretty amazing.
But one of the things I hate is like when they start at the very beginning and you see some guy like in the cutscenes at the very beginning. Well, not cutscenes, but in the very first part of the movie, you see a guy, and later on it turns out he was the bad guy all along. And like all the way through, he's been acting like a complete dick, so you know he's going to be the bad. It's like Scooby Doo, basically. And films seem to follow this Scooby Doo idea.
Oh my god, that dial-off is fast, man. Jesus.
I thought it was going for the cows.
Come on, Simon, get on this.
Oh, where's it going?
Where the shit?
Dungeon dance? I want to be in the dungeon. Oh, someone's in the dungeon coming back.
Donald the Monk Christian, I think.
Yeah, he's just killed him.
I think he killed it.
Slaughtered it.
I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's alive. Oh, thank God. Everyone's gone bombing down there to come and save him, haven't they?
Yeah. But luckily that keeps them mostly kind of knitted together.
There's still one fucking hobgoblin sneaking in there.
Oh no, the blue hat!
It's
No!
Arthur. It's alright, Arthur's got him. It's only a side
Arthur's like, oh god, I don't know if I can do this, I'm bruised.
There
Oh
we
no!
go.
He's managed to hit me once in the arm. He's given me a dead arm. Oh no!
I'm not seeing anyone else. I think that's it.
If that is it, then we can turn them back to villagers.
So we can go back to normal. There we go. And then that one?
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, like twists in movies seem to have got kind of boring recently. Same with like horror movies though. Horror movies used to be really scary, and nowadays they're just a bit poo.
Yeah, but is that not just because you've become used to them, so you're just
Well,
jaded?
put it this way, right? Back in our day, we had like, Freddy Krueger, Jason, all these nice serial killer things that could happen. Now we've got Paranormal Activity. Ghosts in your house.
So I'm just trying. I'm struggling to get my head around this again. It's so fucking difficult.
Anyway, Ghosts in the House.
Ghost in the House. I don't think I've seen that.
No, Paranormal Activity. That's where they're going now with like the entire horror genre.
Yeah.
Everything seems to now be revolving around ghosts, which, to be honest, being 21 years old, I have yet to meet a ghost. People believe in ghosts, don't get me wrong. But it's like, I've yet to meet one.
Yeah. The thing I don't like is films that are weird for the sake of weird. You know what I mean? I don't mind them being weird if there's a good sort of justification for it, but where it's like... Where it gets to the point where it just literally doesn't make any fucking sense, and you think, why? Why do this? Why make a film?
If they have like an underlying kind of story, getting from point A to point B, but they make it weird along that point, that's okay.
I like to be
but some
involved.
of them, like, they switch it around.
I like to be invested within the film.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only disappointment with Inception was the fact that, like, there's no real fucking plot to it. It's all just hinges on that one idea of, is this one real? That's it. You know what I mean?
To be honest, I quite like Matrix.
It was alright, but I
got to watch that.
I think it's definitely been massively overhyped.
How long's Matrix been out now?
Oh, a while. The first one came out in the late 90s, I think. The first Matrix film was fantastic. They should have just left it there at one film, because that was incredible.
Well, I just realised.
There we go.
I think my monitor's plug is on some other plugs down there. But, yeah, that's completely random.
Right. We have a hole. Now then.
We mine out this one and then we dig.
Then we dig sideways?
Yeah.
Or do we?
Yeah, because you have to dig forward.
What are we looking for? We're looking for a hole on this layer now.
Yeah.
So if I continue just to mine ahead,
I think when you get to that grey bit, it might be all on rock.
I'll dig a bit out, dig a ladder down, and then we're on that layer proper. That's what we want to do. Jeez, it's such a crazy
But yeah,
crazy system.
Films nowadays. Oh god, and the new fucking UK laws about watching movies online. Good god.
What was
one of the movie sites I usually go to, right?
Yeah.
They show like movies that have gone past their copyright, or they show movies that were created by people, like students or something like that.
I was going to say no movies have gone past their copyright. I don't think.
It's like really old films, like the black and white ones.
They would have to be like very bloody old.
They're pretty old. It's like they've got revolving doors where the fucking camera crew come round with it as well.
There might be one or two, I suppose. Yeah.
But
like from the very early days of television.
Yeah, it was like a site like that I used to go to and watch it, because the humour in black and white films is fantastic. Like, even the films that are meant to be horrors back then, it's just fantastic when you watch them now.
Yeah.
But, it recently got blocked by Virgin Media. Because Virgin Media has just decided to block everything now.
Well, that would suggest that what they're doing is not 100% legal.
I know, but every site is not doing anything legal anymore.
I know.
So for God's
it's
sake,
such a mess, isn't it?
For God's sake, Facebook logs everything that you do on there, which is not technically legal. It's because everyone finds loopholes nowadays as well, which is annoying.
We've still not got a hole.
Mine forward again.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is mine out like that.
Are you sure? Because if they do fall into a hole, then everyone will just continue mining.
But at least there'll be multiple people.
Oh, yeah.
Who will turn and fight. Rather than, I'm just thinking, is it right to send one person down alone?
You could put a guard point down there for the response crew, so the response crew would sit down there guarding.
Then they wouldn't be on response, they would be posted, so I need to make sure they're close enough.
I think everyone can handle themselves against one or two enemies. Down here, they could meet maybe 6 Cyclopses.
I don't think they're going to meet 6 Cyclopses. Remember, this is not the floor. This is the ceiling we're digging out.
Right.
So we're looking for a hole. This is the floor.
Yeah.
So we're not actually down on that layer, we're on the layer above.
Still very confusing.
I know.
You're basically mining out a massive penis as well if you look down. Go down there. It's got a wonky baller. But yeah, movies, Sharon. Can't then what grinds your gears?
To be honest, we're coming up for time. I just wanted to mine these blocks out, and then we're going to pause it and finish this off next episode. Otherwise, we're going to massively overrun.
We'll probably have a lot of time before they find a hole.
Oh yeah, we will. But I'm just taking, like I say, just these blocks. There should be, there they go.
Wow, this is riveting.
I know. It's like
you could have just spoke about something instead.
It's really tense.
Just start talking about something. We'll just finish up next session.
Like what?
I don't know. What grinds your gears about movies? Or anything in particular? Games?
That is too vague a thing for me to go at right now. We're paused for a siege.
It is only easy. You can leave that.
It is only 4 green slides, but seeing as though it has paused us, let's leave it there.
Oh, okay.
And then, because then we can carry on and talk over the next episode while I do it.
Yeah, well, that'd be better because it's going to be. We've got to find a hole.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time to find a hole into this next layer. It's not been as straightforward as planned.
It's a delicate process, guys. Yeah. You got to wait with us.
So we'll leave it there, folks. Next episode, we'll open the dungeon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.